it was a big frustration in wanting to do a good job and B, a thorough one, and not being able to do that, and always having doubts as to whether the change is effective enough and has hit and targeted all the variants of a product, for example. It would typically take us maybe half a day just to dig out the data and then hope that that data was not in some way compromised because of changing of folder names or moving of files from one folder to another. That was quite a waste of time for design engineers, and we needed to improve on that and to find a more efficient way to manage our data so that we take the human factor out of it and automate it a bit more. Accurate and reliable revision control, avoiding of multiple copies of CAD data, of the same data, and change control. So fairly, I would say, core functionality for an engineering department, which we would want to automate. DDM particularly stood out on a couple of factors. One was that it was not native to a particular system, but actually allowed us to change between different CAD systems, which was also important for us because we run 2 parallel CAD systems. It was also quite interesting for us that DDM did not just manage CAD data, but could manage other documents as well. So then the system could be expanded to incorporate, say, measurement reports or lab results that is associated with a particular set of CAD data or a design, but is not CAD native. We also were quite taken by the approach of DDM and, generally speaking, the team at CSI and the enthusiasm shown and the willingness to listen and to take feedback from us, which was not so forthcoming with other organizations. So I would say that was also for us a key factor. We use it primarily to both create CAD data, manage drawing relationships, assembly relationships, child-daughter relationships, and also to manage change to that data. So if we need to carry out an impact analysis, say for a change, we would go to the DDM to understand that impact on a particular product. As a main CAD tool, we use SOLIDWORKS, and therefore we are using the DDM SOLIDWORKS integration module. We find it works very well with SOLIDWORKS and integrates very closely with it, to the point that now we do not think of it as being an external package, but we hardly know that it's different from SOLIDWORKS. And the beauty of it is that when you do go into DDM to search, the search function is both brilliantly easy and brilliantly powerful. So it allows us to drill into our data very effectively and very quickly. Time and quality. So with DDM, we have been able to do much more without requiring more people. Design engineers now spend their time doing designs, not managing data. I would say before, between 25 to 50% of an engineer's time used to be spent managing data, trying to retrieve data or trying to correct data. Now that has just simply disappeared, and engineers are just designing what they need to design, and then DDM takes care of the rest. So from time point of view and efficiency, DDM has been brilliant. Secondly, DDM gives us confidence in our data, that we know that it is more error-free. Incorporating our workflows into DDM has also enabled us to achieve that, because now we can have more robust workflows that don't take more time, because we don't need to create paper copies, we don't need to collect paper signatures, but everything goes through DDM, everything is electronic, traceable and auditable. So we've gained both time and quality in our designs. CSI have helped us both set up DDM and also maintain it. I would say that the support that we get from CSI is very good. We generally, if we have a query or we put a request in, we get a reply back maximum within a couple of hours, very often much less. We can approach CSI both via email or via phone. Either way works, and works very well and promptly. So I would say that, as we rightly suspected when we were initially engaging with CSI are very responsive to customer needs and are very good at supporting customers with the implementation of DDM as well as maintaining it. The workshops that CSI put up enable us as a customer to engage with CSI, not only to understand new features that have been introduced and therefore keep our knowledge current with the expansion of the software, but also give us a platform to provide feedback to CSI, and that we can see the effect of that in the product as it evolves and as our feedback gets incorporated into the product. So it is a two-way system where we get to learn about the product and we get to learn about the direction that CSI has taken with DDM, but also a platform for us to give feedback to CSI. Recently, CSI have introduced action folders in DDM, which enable tracking of tasks. We have found this to be quite interesting because we see some areas in how we introduce requests to engineering that also undergo a certain workflow, but because they are more of a generic nature, they were not traditionally managed via DDM. With action folders, we see a possibility of integrating the request with the design change and keeping the data associated with the request that originated that change. So bringing everything even more together and having a more holistic approach, all managed via DDM. I would definitely recommend DDM, especially to any organization that think that PDM or PLM is not for them. PDM fits in very well into that size of organization that I would say is perhaps ignored by the larger companies and the larger organizations that create a more complex solution. DDM is ideal for a company like ours, where we do not want to and cannot afford dedicated administrators and dedicated specialists and complex customizations. DDM is very easy to use, very approachable, and can be managed with our existing staff levels without additional investment. But it delivers to us what we would want out of a PDM system. Trying to now expand it so that we bring on board other departments and the larger organization is taking us into the realm of the PLM. So migrating from just being a design tool now to being more of a organizational tool.